not the Twitch. All right, let's switch over. Bring on our guest, BitK. How you doing, man? You're on live on
Hey,
stream. How you doing?
hello Ben. Hello everyone, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you for coming. I know it's a little bit late for your time, so I appreciate
Oh,
you
it's
giving me some
fine,
time
fine.
of your Sunday. But for those of my viewers that don't know who you are for some reason, tell us who you are, what do you do, and how long have you been doing it?
Oh, I'm mostly, I think, a CTF player. I play a lot of CTF with the Flat Network Society now.
Okay.
We rank first French team and quite good worldwide. I also do bug bounty a lot. I work with YesWeHack right now, and that's basically it. I also won the NAMSEC CTF.
You guys did, man. You represented hardcore the Naham CTF. Tell me a little bit about Flat Network Society. I've seen you guys in a lot of CTFs. You guys practically participate in a lot of CTFs that I've seen.
Yeah,
How long
it's
have you been a part of
CTF.
it?
It's CTF every weekend. We created the team last summer, I think.
Okay.
Basically, we were three French people coming from different team, and we wanted to, a lot of people in team, they come and go. And at one point, we wanted to create like a team of motivated players. So we
Okay.
created the team last summer, and now we are six, I think, in total. Four French, one Polish guy, and recently Pozix joined us from Korea.
Nice. Who are the other French folks that originally joined?
We got Sakir, Siben, and Xer.
Very cool. What got you into CTFs?
CTF, I think when I started doing programming, I was very interested about hacking because it's so much fun. And I started playing, I think, on RootMe. And after that, I did the NuduHack CTF, the biggest French one, the public part, because I wasn't qualified for the finals. It was my first CTF.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. We finished like something like sixth place. And I got hooked. And now I do CTF like almost all the time.
So was CTFs your first exposure to hacking? Is that how you got into hacking?
I don't think so. I think the first thing was first when I started learning programming, I started learning about making websites. And when you look at the tutorials on how to make a website, you see some tooltip. They say, "Oh, don't do this; you will get hacked." And I was like, "Okay, but you need to tell me more about this. How do I get hacked if I do this way, the bad way?"
Yeah.
So this is what get me hooked into cybersecurity. And after that, I went into maybe video game hacking a bit and CTF mostly.
What is your primary focus with CTFs?
In my team, I do mostly the web task and also all the tasks surrounding like weird programming. You need to implement a VM into a weird language. You need to learn a new trick in a language nobody knows. This is my kind of stuff.
Wow. Okay. Let's talk about web hacking specifically because
Yeah.
with web hacking it helps in a lot of different ways. Not only with CTFs when they have a lot of web challenges, but also you said you do bug bounties. Let's
Yeah.
talk about bug bounties a little bit because the primary content for my channel is focused on bug bounties. How did you hear about bug bounties in the first place?
I think it was at La Nuduac, the French event. I was there mostly for the CTF, but during the day, when you are looking at conferences, at the same time, you could do the bug bounty with YesWeHack.
Yeah.
So I did that during the day, and I was still a student. So going to a conference, you paid like 50 euro to go to the conference. You get there, do some bug bounty, and you come back with maybe 500 euro. So I was instantly hooked on bug bounty also.
Do you only hack on Yes We Hack? Is that the only platform you've hacked on?
No. I think with like most hackers, I hack on different platform.
Okay.
But for me, being a French guy on Yes We Hack, we got a lot of French programs, so it's easier if you want to communicate with the program manager.
Yeah, of course. So there's no language barrier. You can also,
Yeah,
it's also local businesses that you can probably use on a daily basis. You have access to, right?
that's true. And you are more familiar with the product also usually.
So tell me about web
You
hacking.
know, Yeah,
How did you get into web hacking? How did you learn? What was your learning process like? You hear about XSS. How did you learn about XSS?
I don't think XSS was the first thing I learned about. I think I started more with SQL injection and stuff like
Okay.
that,
How did you get
because
into?
I started this almost 10 years ago now.
Wow. Okay.
So so it was more common to find the SQL injection than now. And I think it was at the time I was playing on World of Warcraft private server because I don't
Okay.
have the money to play on the real one.
Yeah.
And at what point, because I was doing game hacking, I got banned from the server.
Oof.
But I still wanted to play with my friends, so I needed to find a way to get back into the game. So I did find a way, and after that I talked with the admin, and they allowed me to come back, and I had then secured the server. So it was a good first experience with real hacking, even if it wasn't very allowed to do this.
So how did you learn SQL injections? Like, what did you do to learn? So the thing is, like 10 years ago, there wasn't any,
Yeah,
there wasn't any
you had
hacker
to
101. There wasn't any
yeah.
pentester lab. There wasn't any try hack. I mean, none of that stuff was really around. So how'd you learn?
There were already some websites, some blogs talking about it,
Yeah.
but at the time I was more focused on programming than security. So I already knew about SQL, I already knew PHP, I already knew all those languages. So when you already know very well how SQL work, an injection is very easy to understand because you say, "Oh, I control this part of the query. So what can I do with this?" It's come more naturally, I think.
So how do you learn about new techniques today? What's your method now?
New techniques. If I want to discover new technique or if I want to learn new technique, it's not the same thing.
Let's talk
Uh,
about both. Let's talk about both. How do you
yeah,
do both?
learning is like everyone. Like it's mostly Twitter. You follow some people interested in new features and then testing features. I also use Reddit. Uh, there is the subreddit Slackers that is nice. Some not too flooded. Some people are talking about maybe new technique. Some of the research lead to nothing, but it's good to have some place where we can share this kind of stuff.
Okay.
And when you want to discover new stuff, my main source of information is I just looked at the new features of every browser. So every time they implement something new, I want to test it. What can I really do with this? Did it break something already existing?
Okay.
Because one of the main security mechanism of browsers is the website separation. You cannot interfere from one website to another. But when they implement new features, sometimes it gets messed up somewhere, and you can trick it into doing something else.
So for someone who's new in the field now, how do you recommend them getting started in whether it's web hacking or just research? What about
For me, I think
CTFs?
CTF is the best for me. I think most of the tricks I learned in CTF. It's easy to go and read write-ups, but if you only read the write-ups, everything seems so easy. Every time you see a write-up on a bug bounty on HackerOne or anywhere else, it always seems like it's an easy process. Oh, you found this, then this, then this. But if you spend first time to look by yourself and get stuck, because if you're a beginner, you will get stuck and you won't find the bug. But being able to read about this afterwards is very good because you know what you missed. And this is what is good about CTF. It's you know what you missed. You know the bug is there.
Yeah.
You can spend a lot of time on it, and at the end you still have the solution. You still know and you can improve. In bug bounty, if you spend hours on a bug, you can miss it, and the bug could be there, but you never learn about it.
So do you think that the skills you get from playing CTF, do you think those are transferable to bug bounty hunting?
Yeah, 100%.
Can you
When you do,
elaborate?
yeah, a lot of stuff I do in bug bounty is basically stuff I learned in CTF, and the other way around also. Like, oh, I've came across this in a CTF. maybe I can use this in the real world. And also when I'm doing CTF, sometimes I look at an exploit and I say, oh, I found the exact same thing 2 weeks ago on a bug bounty.
Okay.
I had some weird, for example, something I saw a lot of people ask me about XSS and self-XSS, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is always a way to convert a self-XSS into a classic XSS. There is no such thing as self-XSS for me. Because the way Navigators works with the cache, with everything, you can always get the data one way or another. And most of the tricks I've learned from CTF, because in CTF, they put the focus on a very specific thing. So you cannot miss it. And once you've done it once, you know how it works, and the next time you will encounter it in the wild, it will click and you will know what to do.
What CTFs do you recommend for newer folks to try out to get there?
For newer folks, I think the best way to start is maybe not CTF like 2 days competition, but maybe websites like RootMe. So you can have you can take your time, you can look at documentation, and often the bugs are not the newest one. So you can start to learn the basics. And once you get your history background about all the vulnerability that exists, you can start to do like a real CTF and learn the new stuff.
Okay. What are some of the, like, do you recommend people doing stuff like CTF, Over the Wire, Hack the...
yeah.
Like, what else is
Hack the
out
Box
there,
is
you
good.
think? Hack the Box.
I don't know if you know about
TryHacker.
RootMe.
RootMe, I've heard
RootMe is
of.
very nice.
Okay.
It's very nice. I also did the Smash the Stack challenges, but it's a bit old now. I don't know if they're still on. It's mostly Punable challenge, not web. There is I don't know, but I think the VM challenge from Hack the Box are very nice to learn CTF, but most of them, I don't know if they apply in Bug Bounty that well, because I don't know, to be honest.
Okay. How does your bug bounty hacking look? Like, how is, how do you approach a target? First of all, let's talk about how do you pick a target for somebody that's, for you, that when you want to go hacking, how do you pick your target?
For me, it's funny because I have a very different style of hacking than you. For me, it's more, I take it like a CTF. I pick a target. I usually prefer small targets. I don't like a star domain because there is too much stuff and you cannot learn about the product.
Okay.
And what I like to find is, I take everything as CTF. So if I open a target, I say, okay, there is a bug, I need to find it. And I will spend a lot of time on the target, learning how it works, and try to find bugs that are in the business process more than in the classic, not in the website, but more on the way the website work, how everything interacts.
So you like to go after the core application versus doing recon?
Yeah, that's it. And that's why I prefer like small targets, because it's easier to understand everything instead of looking for the bug. I don't know how to say it, but
I can get it out of you. Don't worry. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about it more. What does recon mean to you? Like, when you do
Recon?
recon for a target, how does that look for you?
I suck at Recon. Most of the time it's just open the domain, and because I don't hunt on star domain, I don't have to do subdomain research, but I still run some further to get hidden endpoints. And after that, I focus a lot on interaction. I got my burp open and try to take some notes about everything it's happening. And okay, so this is, and also something I do a lot is keeping track of very small bugs, like the kind of bugs you don't report, but you keep them
Like
somewhere
what?
in a note, like open redirect.
Okay.
Usually I don't report open redirect,
Good.
but
You don't want to burn those SSRFs.
yeah, that's it. I also got like a crazy account takeover with this kind of stuff. But it was not open redirect. You can you could force some parameter and everything. I got a blog post in comments
Yeah, of course.
talk about it.
Is that
But
a blog post that you already written, or is that coming up soon?
I need to get all. I need to get in touch with the program manager to be sure I'm allowed to share it. Basically.
Okay. So, walk me through it. What else?
In Bug Bounty, after the Recon, I also spend like so much time in JS files because DOM XSS, nobody looked for them, and no tool can find them. So there is always a bunch of them everywhere.
Do you take notes when you hack?
Yeah, a lot.
What do you use?
I use a simple. Okay. I got pad.ba.tk. It's a pad like it's a collaborative pad. So if I want to share it with other people, I can, and it's a simple Markdown pad with two-side view, editing, viewing. So the good thing is you can basically copy paste your pad into your report at the end.
Nice. What are some of the tools you use for bug bounty hunting?
Most of the time is Burp and Firefox. Like I also use like everything else is more depending on the target. Like I use Fuff for fuzzing. I use a bunch of add-ons in Burp also, like Logger++. I use also Agverter. That is the best tool in Burp, probably.
What else? Do you use any other Burps plugins other than the two that you mentioned?
I've made some of also myself. I use Spoonfox a lot. I don't know if you heard about it.
What does it do?
Basically, in Firefox, you can open different tabs with different colors. Each color's got its own cookie set, so you can have different users at the same time.
Nice.
And in Burp, it put the color on every request, so you know which tab do the request.
So you can do target versus attacker. You have different colors for each one.
You can have like your admin account, user account, so you know if you test for IDOR or stuff like that.
Yeah. What is the plugin called again?
Spoonfox.
Okay. Chat, if you know what it is, drop it in the. If drop a link there for everybody else to use if you've used
I will put the name in the chat.
Awesome, thank you.
And if you use Chrome, there is AutoChrome that do basically the same job. My plugin is inspired by this tool.
Very cool. What about some of the tools you use for CTFs? So the thing that I did, this is new. I did this with John Hammond last weekend. I asked him to give me his favorite tool set for all the different categories that he plays. So let's start with.
Okay.
You already told me web. Yeah, I assumed your web would be Burp, Firefox. If you need Fuff, I think that's all you need for more than anything for web challenges. What about, let's do forensics. What are some of your favorite forensics tools?
Forensic, Binwalk, easiest. Photorec is very good at recovering stuff on burnt hard drive.
Okay.
There is also Volatility if you want to analyze memory. But I'm not a huge fan of forensic tasks.
What about anything for Stego?
Stego. This is the main category. We use, strings. Strings is the best. You can use it everywhere. You solve every CTF with strings. StackSolve do the work. And also I got some Python lib to parse PNG file and command files you find in CTF. Because most of the Stego tasks are not that good. And it's often the same thing every time. So once you got a lib to parse PNG, for example, you can solve basically every PNG challenge.
What about anything for reversing or any pointables? What would you
For reversing, I use Guidra.
Okay.
Mostly Guidra, yeah. And some of the teammates use also Radar, but I'm not that good with Radar.
Do you do any mobile hacking stuff at all? Like even for CTFs?
Sorry, mobile? Yeah, I also do for Bug Bounty. And I use the Dex2Jar to get the source code. I use APK tool. I don't have a license for Jeb because it's very expensive.
Yeah, of course.
But but maybe I should try it. I don't
know. Any other tools that you think should be in the tool belt for CTF players?
Sorry?
Any other tools you think that's worth giving a shout out to for CTF players they should look into?
I can maybe we built a tool for CTF teams recently. We
Okay.
did the first try this weekend. It's CTF pad to manage your team, and we plan to open source it soon.
Okay. Do you want to demo it really
So
quick?
I can, yeah, for sure. I need to. The CTF is over. We won, so I can show the flag anyway.
So what CTF was this?
It was Security Rumble, Cyber Security Rumble, German CTF.
Nice. Very cool, man. That's awesome.
So how do you?
So on the Discord, you should be able to share your screen at the bottom. It should be the second
Yeah,
one
yeah,
on
yeah.
the left.
Is it okay?
Hold on, I gotta figure out how to bring this up instead of your.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Ooh, this looks fancy. All right.
So the idea is you can basically import a CTF from CTF time. You got it here. You can open the CTF. You got all the tasks. So here are all the flag linked for the CTF, but it's over. So no worry. And also, once you click on the task, for example, I will take a task, for this one.
So you're pretty much assigning a task to someone or someone claiming it,
Yeah.
and then they do the.
And once you open it, you got a pad like this, and you can edit it at the same time with every teams. And at the same time, as you work on it, you can just right-click on it. I'm working on it, or solved, unsolved.
Wow, that's cool. Okay. So it's like a project
And
management
if I want
tool,
to,
kind of. But
yeah,
just
that's it.
CTFs.
And you can look quickly, so where every task is, who is working on which task, so we don't have the problem. Because most of the time we have the problem, like you're working on something, you finally solved it, you go back to IRC, and you see your teammate solved it like 1 hour ago. So it already happened to us.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
And the cool thing is you can just open the CTFG API and copy paste the API here, and it will import all the task.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
So that's it. This is the tool, and I think it could be useful for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think it makes management easier. Also, like note taking and keeping track of all the CTFs you have done. Can I see the main page, the homepage?
Yeah, the main page. Yeah, you got the calendar for all the incoming CTF, and you can say, "Oh, I want to play. I won't be able to play." And also, the last thing is you can register people that are not in your team, and you can invite them on a single CTF if you want to have like guests.
Oh, so for that one particular CTF, you can actually put another player in there.
So basically, this page is public, so you can see all the CTF we are playing. But if you want to go to a CTF, we need an invitation. Here I can manage the players that are playing. So everyone is playing right now.
How has this helped you guys with your playing so far? Like, how has that improved your productivity?
It was the first test this weekend. We've just it's not finished yet, but it was usable this weekend. And the good thing is, it's so easy to navigate between tasks. Oh, you're working on, for example, this task, and someone asks you about something else. You go on another task, you get all the notes, all the leads we had. And that means someone, because we are a team with French, Korean, and Polish people, we have different time zone. So you need to put your notes on the pad, so when the next people are waking up, they can see what you are doing, and you don't have to do the same thing twice.
And then it allows you to publish your notes if you want it on the website for people to read it?
Yeah, you can just click publish, and send them. And because it's Markdown, you can just pass them into CTF time for the write-ups.
Very cool. That's awesome, dude. And you said this is open source. It's going to be available on GitHub?
Yeah. We found some bugs during the first testing. We need to patch them, and also to add some small features, but we will release this. Because Alice, the German team, got something similar, but they won't release it, so we had to do it by ourselves.
That's awesome, man. That's very cool. I think that's useful beyond like. I think it could also be pretty good for. I don't know how it would work with bug hunting, but it would be cool to see some platforms that you can do the similar thing for bug hunters, like importing a different program by looping in the HackerOne API, some sort.
Yeah, I think at the end it's just a pad management system. So if you want to put something else on tasks, you can do a small rebranding and do something else with it.
Where is this written in? What did you guys use to write this in?
Yeah. Sorry.
What language did you guys write this in?
The whole UI is in Quasar. It's a framework using Vue.js, and
Okay.
the backend is in TypeScript with Express.
Very cool. Any plans on adding any tooling to this, or is it just going to be literally just note taking and
It should be only
CTF?
not taking. Maybe we will. The idea is not have some, because before we had like a calendar on Google, we had a password manager for the CTF and some pads, and it was a mess. So we put everything in one tool. But this
Okay.
is basically what we used before, so we think this is what team needs.
Okay, fair enough.
And we
Yeah.
don't want to have. If you have too many features, you need to maintain them, and
Yeah.
it's a mess. I don't have enough time on my days to do this.
No, I think it's cool to see how people will use this, and then just sharing out write-ups to this would be cool to have, an entire CTF with all the flags you have done. Just clicking and reading it through would be very, very fun, I think.
Yeah. Also, it gives us a good. Sometimes the CTF interface are not that good, and this is a good way to have like everything here. We have a small overview of how we are doing.
Oh, nice. These are all the things that have been left.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's talk about education a little bit. Did my headphones die? Hold on. Okay, these are gonna die in a minute. I gotta make sure I don't lose you. Let's talk about education, if you don't mind. I want to kind of understand your background. What's your background like? Did you go to school for cybersecurity?
I did no, not cybersecurity. I did a programming school.
Okay.
It was a 5-year school, but I dropped out 4 years in.
Okay.
I wasn't learning in a classroom wasn't my thing.
Yep. I definitely
Yeah, there's other way
relate.
to learn, and this was not mine. So I stopped there. I was already doing a job in France, so it was easy to just drop out and start doing stuff. And because I already did a bunch of CTF, I started to get some recognition in France. So it wasn't like a leap of faith. I knew I could find a job easily and stuff like this. So I won't recommend people to just drop out of school. But if it's not for you, you feel confident enough, I mean, it's your life.
Do you have any certificates?
No, not at all.
Do you plan on ever getting anything like OSCP, anything like that?
No, I don't. I don't know what they will. I don't know if the trainings. I don't know about the trainings, but I know the certificate won't give me that much that I don't have already. Like, it won't open doors for me.
Yeah. It's not a requirement for you to get in. You
Yeah.
already have the skill set for it. Okay, fair enough. You talked about programming. You said your background was in programming of some sort.
Yeah.
How does that help? How does that help with hacking?
Oh, I think every hacker should learn how to program. It's so much easier because when I go to a website, because I spend so much time building websites by myself, I understand. I have an idea of how things are built, and I know the common mistakes. So I think it's way easier if you have programming skills. Even if you don't even need to program, but you need to be able to understand how software is made, or a website.
For people that are new and watching this interview, what programming languages do you recommend for them to learn?
If you need to learn only one, I will guess JavaScript, because you can also use it in bug bounty, like when you are reading code. But I do most of my tools in Python. I think it's easy to get in. The code, the library, there is everything in all the libraries you would ever need.
Okay.
But JS is fine too. Just pick up a scripting language.
Can you explain why JavaScript is so important a little bit more?
Because this is basically our navigator right now, an OS. This is we do everything in our web browser.
Yep.
We do everything, like all the privacy stuff. If you want to go to the bank, it's everything through a website. You can run even Office now in your website. So, and since JavaScript is the only language allowed in this VM, in this operating system that is your web browser, learning how JS work is just a plus if you want to understand websites.
Fair enough. Do you also create CTFs? Like, do you design CTFs at all?
Yeah, I did one in Singapore last year, and I also did some XSS challenges on Twitter. But most of my XSS challenges are just a way to share the research without giving it away instantly.
Okay.
You know, you find a new cool trick and you want to share it with the world, but you don't want to just give it to everyone. So you put a small CTF for 1 month. The people who spend the time on it will learn the trick 1 month before everyone, and at the end you can just publish the solution.
Who are some of your favorite CTF designers that you've enjoyed their challenges?
I don't know about the designer, but more about I know about good CTF I like to play.
Okay. What are some of your favorite
We
CTFs?
always had a good time at Aclu, for example. CCC is always good, but difficult.
Yeah.
I've loved also the real world CTF, Chinese one. Defcon is nice. There's a bunch of very, very nice CTF. Lamiduac is the French one, but it's just because it's my first one. You always have like a sweet spot for me.
Yeah.
And
Any CTF players that you enjoy, like that you know, or you look up to, or anyone that you're a fan of that's not on your team?
I'm not like a fanboy of CTF player, but I've met a lot of them during events, and this is often the best part of the CTF. If once everything is finished, everyone go get a beer, and you share all your tricks and all the bypass you found, all the unintended solutions, and this is the best part about CTF is the sharing afterward.
Okay. Are there any bug bounty hunters that you collaborate with?
I work a lot with Sakir. He's in my also in Flat Network Society, and I also work with Sax, a French bug hunter.
Okay.
But I haven't done a lot of collaboration. I'm open for it. If people want to collaborate, just send me a message.
Do you think collaboration is important, or does it help you in any way?
Yeah, I think it's it's a very good tool. Like you need to, if like in CTF, you can be the best hacker, but if you focus on something that is not the solution, you will need someone else to look at it and say, "Oh, have you think about this?" You know, you can get so much into tunnel vision that you can completely miss something that is obvious. And doing CTF or bug bounty with a lot of different hackers, you can have like a variety of skill sets, and people can you have to check on everything. Like everybody's checking everything twice. So it's way. I think it's good. Yeah, people should do it more, but it's not always easy to do because every time you got money involved, it creates trouble.
Did you have any mentors when you first got started?
I don't think I had mentors, but I had a team. So instead of following someone, I think I was with a bunch of friends, with everyone the same beginner level, but we challenged each other and we grew up together. So it's a different approach. It's my old team Expresso.
It's like a peer-to-peer mentorship, not mentorship, but peer-to-peer learning.
Yeah, that's it. And you challenge each other. And because you got almost the same knowledge or you're at the same level, you can just, every time you send something to someone else, it's a bit harder every time. And at the end, you learn so much.
Yeah, I definitely relate to that. That's the collaboration thing is one of my favorite things to ask. I've talked about this a million times, I feel like, but just syncing up with Zayat was probably one of the best decisions of my life because we were both really new to bug bounties. We knew how to hack stuff, but we both had different approaches. And I think collaboration with someone that knows as much as you do is very, very important because it helps you become better. As they learn more stuff, you learn from them. As you learn new stuff, they get to learn from you. And perspective is a huge thing. You get to see things from their point of view and not just always your own.
Yeah.
What's your routine like? Do you work full time right now, or are you just hacking?
Yeah, I work for YesWhack. I'm the technical ambassador. So my job was to go to conferences. Uh, right now it's a bit difficult because of
Right.
COVID.
I understand that for sure.
Yeah, so I put more work into open source project. So I got a big update incoming for Poon Machine, like a very, very big update. It changed basically everything.
Okay.
So you could have like a full web interface to manage your world server. But if you want to hear about my typical day, it's, I don't know, I work from home. So I do some programming, some open source stuff, and some bug bounty, and I swap between them during the day. Like no, no secret formula here.
How do you manage your time? How do you balance your life that you're not spending too much time at work and you're getting personal stuff done? How does that work?
Badly, I guess.
Explain. So, are you not worried about time management at all?
No, I mean, I never. During we are all locked in France right now, so
Yeah.
the days are no beginning, no end. Just whatever you feel like doing, that's it.
Do
Maybe it's not the
you
best, but
do you deal with burnouts regularly?
burnout maybe on bug bounty. That's why I focus more on tooling, because when you are doing bug bounty, you are okay. You can win some money, and it's always nice, but I don't feel like I'm contributing to making the world a better place that much. I'm contributing to making company better, but I like doing tooling because I know it will help people directly,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Do you know what imposter syndrome is?
Oh yeah,
Do you deal with it?
yeah,
What does imposter?
yeah,
Wait, hold on. Let's talk about this. What does imposter syndrome mean to you first? What is the meaning of it to you?
yeah. For me, it's always the same circle. I want to learn about a new subject, and I spend days on it, learning stuff, and I say, oh, and I want to share it with the world. And because I want to share it, I keep learning, and learning. And once I know enough about the subject, I always feel like, oh, but it's way too easy. Everybody know about this. I shouldn't talk about this. Everybody will make fun of me because, yeah, it's basic knowledge or stuff like this. And it's always the same loop, and it's very difficult to get out.
Yeah. How do you get out of that loop, though?
Working for Yasuak and having like a job, and I need to publish some stuff because that's a bit of my job. So it forced me to do it, and at the end, it's a good thing, I think. Having some deadlines sometimes it's good.
Yeah, imposter syndrome is one of those hard things. Like,
Yeah,
you could be at the top of your game and still think that you don't know anything because there's so much to know and there's so many people that are better than you in those particular areas, right? And in a competitive world like yours and CTFs, it's probably a lot harder because you see all these amazing players all the time.
yeah. Like for example, like during the GoogleCTF, we had 1 hour and a half games, and it was very difficult. But at the end, we finished our game, and we look at the team past them, and they finished the whole game in 20 minutes. And we're like, how the
Oh,
fuck are those guys that good? Like, we are with the best team in the world, and during the qualification, they they were like 2 times faster than anyone else. They didn't won in the end, but it was like crazy to see that and say, okay, there is still so much more to learn, and this is a good thing also.
holy crap, we just got rated by Lana with 220. Well, hello. For those of you just joining
Hello.
us, we're doing an interview with BitK, one of the most talented CTF players I've met with Flat Network Society. We're just getting into the good stuff, so if you're just joining, welcome. All right, let's talk about this Google CTF thing. How did it go?
So the game, it was really a game, because the competition was, they sent us a platformer game.
Okay.
We had it like 1 week before, and we knew the competition will take place inside the game, and that's basically all we had. So let me show you what we had at the beginning.
Okay,
Do you still see my screen?
Yeah, let me switch over once you. There we go. Oh, there we go. This is what we need. Whoa, what is this?
So So this was the first login screen we had, and a password, and that's it. So you
Oh my god. Okay.
we have this small platformer game. I will switch to Google Chrome. It runs faster. Okay. Okay, so we got this small game and we are playing around. There is some flag console when you can enter some flags. And basically we are playing like this and we fall into this hole. So there is a challenge over there.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, no, I didn't start the challenges. But there is a challenge over there. And we got kind of stuck here. Like if you want to get out, it's...
Well, I think you're on the wrong screen because your screen's not moving anymore.
Sorry.
You're still on the game. Sorry, I was wondering if it was just your screen being frozen.
No, sorry. I will put the...
Yeah, you're still on
on the other one. Okay, let me share it. Change window.
Yeah, chat is also saying. There we go.
Yeah, I think it should be good now.
Okay, so you fall through this hole.
Yeah, so we fall into this hole and we are like, okay, but how do you get out of this? So this was the first difficulty we find. So we build some. Okay, so we build a toolkit.
Hold on, BitK, you gotta give me 1 second. My headphones just died in the middle of
and to be able to do like
1 second.
more stuff. So let me
I gotta
show you
grab another. I don't think.
So this is the game once we start the toolkit. So you can see we got a small TFNS player. And what does it does? A bunch of stuff. First of all, we have the auto jump. First, we have this nice feature. We can turn on the collision drawing. So once you get this, you can get out of this pit. But it's still, you have to do like pixel perfect jump. And every time you fail, you go down the hole. So implemented, here you can see auto jump. Okay. A simple script that at every frame of the game, it will look at the state and it will simulate the next state of the game. If the game, if on the next state you are falling, it will jump. So just before you fall, it will jump automatically. So what we can do, once it's turned on, you can just go over there and jump over all the pits automatically. Another thing that was useful during the game is we implemented like information on MouseOver. So you got entities in the game, and you can just get information like this is a flag console. We got the ID of the. Is it working fine? I see some people on the chat complaining.
Chat, hold on 1 second. Let's pause this really quick. Can you see the screen? Drop me a note in the. Give me 1 second. Let me fix something here. Give me 1 second because I think it could be something on my end. 1 second.
Hello. Okay. So, so this was the first tool. We also had a free cam feature, so we can move the camera around to see everything in the map. So we can see there is like a bunch of different.
Yeah, it says it moving. Chat is saying.
Place. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it says we're good. No, Homesick headset die where we can see and hear. Yeah,
so one of the feature we discover, one of the things we discovered during the game is, this collision grid is useful, but we can also see this secret passage. So there is some secret stuff like this. And after that, we try to implement a recording system, because once you get in the pit and you need to get out every time, it's getting a bit tedious to do it manually. So we use like a key binding. Like for example, here I'm recording what I'm doing. So if I want to jump back up, I can do this. You can see at the bottom that it's recording. I can stop the recording, and now if I go back in the pit and I press playback, the same inputs will be sent to the server. Okay, so we got a small desync, so I didn't go to the top, but this is basically what happened. But why does it happen instantly? During the game, the Google team made a mistake, and basically they they had a variable called tick that was responsible to verifying that the game was running at the right speed. But they also used a function named ticked. So there is a collision on this, and the whole speedac verification was broken. And what that allowed us to do is to create a whole speedac in the game. So we can do like a super fast speed.
With me. Let me see if I can fix this.
And
hey, I don't know if you can hear me, but can you give me 1 second?
Yeah,
I just realized that my USB is going on and off every 2 seconds because my headset died. Your audio is working. I just can't hear you. Go ahead and explain this. I'm going to listen to you through my phone until I fix this because it's really annoying now.
Yeah. So we got a speedac.
Figures out it's really bad on my end, but give me 1 second.
We can do like crazy fast stuff, and we can also slow time. It wasn't useful at the end, but it was fun to implement. We also had an auto kill feature. So in the game, you can die if you fall out of the game, but you can also send the packets to say, "Oh, I'm dead" at any point of the game, and it will kill you. But what you can do is you can start your speedac. Like, let me show you. Like, if I need to solve some flag. So, do I remember the flag? Okay. So this is what it looked like during the CTF. So we got this portal, and we got this is not the place I wanted to go. But this is another place where we had to do some platforming challenges, and with the auto jump, it's just super easy. And let me show you. I fail. Okay, so let's go to the last area so I can show you what the def look like normally. So in this area, you can die, and when you die, it looks like this. And this is painfully slow. When you have a 1 hour and a half competition, you don't have 10 seconds to spend on def. So what we do is every time we detect a def from the game, we basically turn the speedac full speed and turn it off once it's over. So this is what it looked like with the speedac on. So I will jump in the pit. And I'm instantly revived. Okay, one other cool thing we had during the CTF is you may wondering how the game know where we need to spawn. So we had to build. Let me show you something cool before. We had also a full screenshot feature. If I press P, it will take a screenshot of the whole game, and you can see. I don't know. Opening. I need to share the right screen.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah. I just switched the screen. Sorry.
Oh, that is a screenshot that it gives you for the whole thing.
Yeah, basically I take the Canva and I draw it on a different image so I can have the full game. So here we can see where we started, the pit, the pillar zone where I am right now. But what you can do, it's when it's really nice, and you can just before. Oh.
No, you switched again. I'll give you a
second. I need to switch. It's okay. Go. Maybe I can share the whole screen. I don't know. So, and one other thing we had is you can turn everything on, and we had this nice yellow tint. I will show you what it does. I need to take a screenshot again and switch the screen again. Change window. Okay, do you see the window?
Yeah, I can see the different colors for it. Yep.
Yeah, these colors are basically when you died in the game, you respawn near the nearest spawn. Okay. And all these regions are Voronoi diagram. And they can basically show you if you die in the yellow area, you will respawn in the yellow area. if you die in the purple area, you will respawn a purple one. So it's nice. But what happened if we take our character on this edge and we jump over there in this change of region? So I need to do a better setup for this.
You have your Discord open, just an FYI.
So, oh yeah, it's not the right one. Change window.
There we go. So now you're gonna try and go into the edge of the two colors.
I can just jump, and because I got the in-game drawing, I got here, and now if I die, bim, instantly I go to the other zone. So this was our basic setup for the game in what we prepared before the game started. So let me show you what the real game was, because this is a small map and a small subset of what we can do.
Somebody made a comment about this is just a demo, right? Because I think Live Overflow said...
Yeah, this is the demo game.
Very cool. Okay, not the actual CTF, but this will be available later once they figure out some of the copyright assets. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. The game will be shared after this, and we will open source our tooling once they release the source code. Not the source code, but once they release the game. So you will be able to play with our
asking if this was implemented with JavaScript patches, or how did you implement it?
Okay, so this is a nice trick you can also use in Bug Bounty. You see here, I just load the game, and this is, if it was like google.com/CTF, it would be the same. And what I do, I just click on this button, and everything loads instantly. So what is the trick? The trick is basically, you can put in your bookmarks JavaScript URLs. So when you click on the bookmark, it just runs JavaScript on the page. So it injects a lot of GS code, and that means all our tooling, we don't need to edit a single file. Everything is, we hook the function, and we replace the behavior of each function we want to modify.
So you just practically did a JavaScript bookmark that handles all of it for you. Just click it.
Yeah, the bookmark. Oh, I shouldn't run it twice. But the bookmark, basically, if you look at the code, I don't know if you can read it, but it just creates a script tag, inject it in the page, and after that, we got a web server running that will load main.js. I can show you some code if you want after.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat. Based on what Live Overflow is saying, is like, awesome, we actually proxied the game assets and modified the actual code.
Yeah, we think about this, but it's too much trouble, and if the game changed drastically, it's difficult to patch files because you don't know where you need to put your edits. I mean, if it's just editing the index to put a script tag, fine, it's good enough. So this was the second game. So we had basically a same tool. The mouse over was broken because of reasons. I don't know. We patched it after. So here we have a very, very different map. Let me show you a screenshot.
So it's going to be a screenshot of this map or the whole thing?
Of the new map,
okay.
But the whole thing. Change window. So this is the whole map.
You're still on the game screen.
I'm still on the game screen. Okay. This one.
Okay.
So just to give you an idea, like this was the starting area where we started the game. And this is the whole map. So a lot of hidden areas, doors, and everything. For our challenge, the first thing we did is remove actually some of the patches, because if you saw in the first one, our character was switching colors to be fancy and everything. But the issue is, in this map, you had some keys and some doors, and the keys have colors. And to switch the character colors, we switched basically the whole canvas. So all the keys are weird colors. But so this is the game, and I will do another screenshot with just wait a second, with the spawns, so we can look at the first exploit we can do. Okay, I think no, sorry. This is not the right one. This is the right one. Okay, so this is the map with the spawn region, like I said before.
Okay.
Like for example, there is this weird cave, and there is no access to it. There is collision everywhere. And what you had to do is you had to go over there on the top of the mountain, jump here, jump,
The color.
and just, I don't know if it's very visible on the stream, but there is here a small gap here. If you die just here.
Oh, that is tricky. Yeah, one's a little bit red and one's purple, and it's super tiny. There.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of team implemented the same kind of diagram as this one, but a lot of team did it outside of the game. So we see on Discord, some of the team had to time the jump exactly to die here. Because if you die over there, it's already too late.
That's a small window too. That's a very tiny area of the map, right?
Yeah, you got like maybe 3 seconds, so it's not that bad, but yeah, with the color, I can show you the in-game what it looked like.
Yeah, I want to see what it will look like if we jump through it. Even if you don't make it, I'm curious to see how small that window is when you jump.
We will make it.
That's some next level CTFs.
With the colors, it's so easy. So I can turn off everything. Okay, so first, like you see, like here the key, the color changing.
Yeah.
So we removed it pretty quickly because it was so much difficult after that to, and also some bugs like the drawings, it's not following the entity.
Okay.
So I need to go back. Luckily, I got the SPDAC still running, and this was a surprise for the Google organizer because they didn't knew we were able to SPDAC, but a lot of team find it out.
That's smart.
And they patch it kinda for the finals. So we have another thing. Okay, so I will use the free cam to look around and know where I should go. I think I should go this way, and jump over there. Okay, let's go.
Ooh, all right. Let's speed run it. There we go.
Yeah, but I need to stop the SPDAC when I'm jumping because the auto jump and the SPDAC got some. Sometimes it desync the game and I got kicked out. I need a key to open this one. I think it's the left one. Also, you can see over there is like a there is like a wall, but if you look at the collision, there is like a clear passage.
Oh, okay. Holy shit.
Let me go around.
Left key goes right.
It's not the right key.
He says left key goes right. Secure.
Okay. Thank you.
He's got you, dude.
Okay. I got the sync, but it's okay. I will just restart the game. And because it's just this, let's go. Because I won't spend too much time on this map. I want to show you because this is not the last version of the tooling. We got some crazy tools to show you.
There we go. Okay.
So I need to go back up. Some jumping. And some of the team had a bot to do it, like a pathfinding algorithm to just move around.
Fair enough.
It was like, yeah, fair enough. I don't know. It was like, we tried to implement one, but it's so much work. Okay, so we are close to the...
Almost there.
To the spot. I need to get back here.
Hacking looks so much like a side-scroller game in these games. So this is a jump
so we are here.
Okay, this is the
jump.
I
will turn on the zone.
Okay.
So we can jump. Wait for the
color change.
The right spot. I will die, hop, and hopla.
So it's doable. Not bad.
I teleport. It looked like a teleport because I got the instant respawn, but
Okay.
we got here. But the nice thing here during the competition is you got 2 challenges here. One here, and I crashed the server by trying to open it. I will show you the last game after.
Okay.
But once you get there, you get stuck until you solve the challenge.
Oh, so you can't get out until you're done with that one
No.
particularly. Oh, rough.
And
Okay.
we got stuck for not a long time, but we got stuck here a bit. But let me show you the last game, because this is the best one. Okay.
How long ago was GoogleCTF? When was this? This was just recent, right?
It was last weekend.
Last weekend, okay.
No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. The finals. And the first match was 1 week before that.
Okay.
The qualification. There is like a first qualification for everyone. After that, we had 4 matches. Each team played a match with 4 people in it.
Yeah.
And everything was recorded. You got the live stream of every teams, so you can see the tooling of everyone. And Google will publish the video soon on their website and probably on YouTube.
You've got live overflow. I've never seen live overflow in my chat this excited. He says, I haven't seen this round yet. We didn't get into the final round. I'm excited to see it.
So I told you like they removed the speedhack.
Okay. This was patched in this stage.
Yeah, this was patched in the last game.
Okay.
But what they did to patch it is when you start, you connect your player, they take a timestamp of when you connected. And they say, okay, you need to send us. The game is running at 60 FPS, so we will get like 60 information per second. Basically, like we expect you to give us like a tick every 10th of a second. And if you go over this, you get disconnected. So we cannot use the trick we used before that was sending more inputs by frames than before.
Okay.
But what they didn't think about is, okay, so this is the new tool. So first, a bit of overview. You got a minimap over there. So it's easier than the screenshot. We got the same menu as before. We put a bit of design to better fit. We got an entity finder. For example, like at one point we get stuck because we couldn't find the good console to enter the flag. So here we can just type some text, find a console, click on it, and we get teleported on it. Not teleported, but can put the camera on it. So it's way easier to find what we're looking for. Also, the minimap is nice, but you can click on the minimap and just move the screen around. So it's so easy to look like, okay, where should I go? Over there, open this door, jump here. You can also just click on the map and drag.
This map isn't color-coded like the last one, is it?
Oh, yeah, got the color.
Oh, that's a lot of colors. Okay.
Yeah, there is a lot of area. And like over there is a breakable wall. But during the competition, we found out it was easier to die there and respawn on the other side. And also on top, you can see probably this turbo fast nitro speed counter. So what is happening over there? What is happening is, since I'm not moving and nothing is happening on the screen, I can just not send any information to the server. I just don't send anything. But because I don't send anything, when I want, I can send more because I got some saved frames. So here we can see I got like 5,000 frames saved and basically 90 seconds of times, in-game times. So now I can just turn on the speed hack again and I can speed hack. But if you look, the timer on the top is decreasing. Like I empty everything.
So you have limited time. You have limited access to it.
Yeah, basically, I'm not allowed to send too much frames. But since I'm not moving, I'm not sending frames. So I keep a counter of how many frames I've skipped, and I can use them later. It's like basically you save some frame for later. So here you can see I'm using the speed hack, and the bar is slowly decreasing. And once I'm stopped moving, it's going back up again.
That's very creative, man. That's very, very creative. That's insane. Very cool. Okay.
And so here I got like 10 seconds, so I can use the instant death because I got some free time. Here I got only 8 seconds, so I still need to wait 2. But it's working again. Okay, so I will open a key. The key is behind the bush. So I will not be able to speed hack that fast. Press the wrong key, I'm dead. Sorry.
Someone in the chat, while we wait, someone in the chat said,
Yeah.
"This is the dagger of time from Prince of Persia, and you have limited stand to use it."
Yeah, that's it. You need to feel it back.
That's
And
really good, Bianca.
a very small different thing we implemented between the first and the last game is when you are playing with your teammates, and I was the only one connected to the game. So everyone has access to my screen. They can see what I'm doing, but they cannot play.
Okay.
So we need a way to communicate. Like, oh, you need to go to the left, you need to go to this area. And it was a mess because every time, oh, you need to go in the cave, but which one? Like, there is caves everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
it's very difficult to navigate. So we put an extra layer, like very simple one, just a grid with numbers, N8, O8, P8, P9, and you can see it on the minimap also. And I think this is almost as useful as the searching for entity, because being able to communicate with your teammates, it's very valuable.
That's smart. Yeah, very smart. So you can say go to like P0 cave and you look for it.
Because during the competition, we got the game like half an hour before the start, and one of the teammates tried to do like a road. Like, what we need to do? We need first to get the key that was over there to open the door just on top. After that, we can go there. Here you can take the key, open this, and do this. And it planned like the shortest path to do all the challenges. But one thing he didn't plan, it was here over there. There was like jumps, but this one is impossible to do. So we did a full planning of everything we should do, but at the end, everything broke at the 5 first minutes, and we had to do improvisation again.
Dude, this is incredible.
Here over there, here there is like some kind of maze, but during the game, everything was blacked out, and they changed the way the collision worked. So when we used the last tool, we couldn't see through this, but I patched everything to remove just the collision, because finding this path in the dark was like almost impossible. Another cool bug, in-game bug, was over there. There is the impossible jump, but you need to climb here, jump over there to access this flag here. So the only way to go there is to go through the maze on the top and fall into this hole. But the issue is, all over there is like a death area. We cannot see the start of the death area, but basically it will cover the whole square on the map here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. So if you try to fall, you would die instantly. But what you can do is, while you fall, you just go outside of the map on the left. I don't care. There is no map, I don't care. I just go outside and come back under it once the dev zone is over. So I just go around the dev zone and jump back up, and you can get the flag.
Was this an unintended solution?
No, this was intended.
The flag was like the map?
No, it was intended. What wasn't intended? I don't know if the SPDAC, the second one, was intended or not, but a lot of teams used it. We were not the only one to find it. And also the last very, very useful gadget we had is, because the whole game, if you want to, there is some Poon challenge, some classic Poon challenge when you need to send and read some binary data. And the only way to interact with the game is through this console. You need to press start on them to interact. But some of the tasks are solved by my teammates, and I need a way for them to send an exploit on a web browser. It's a lot of way can go wrong. So what we do is we created a new WebSocket server. This WebSocket server was listening for our game client, proxifying the WebSocket to the real game. And at the same time, this web server, you were allowed to connect with another client. And this client was only allowed to send terminal inputs. Because if you send inputs and the game state is not exactly perfect, you get kicked out. So by doing this, my teammates were allowed to send code to the terminals from their computers directly on this. And we also open like on top of the WebSocket port, we can also use basic TCP ports. So you can use like your usual Poon tool stuff inside this game. And if you want, I can show you basically how the game engine work, at least the core of the engine. I will release everything once the game is open sourced.
Yeah, let's do it. We have a few more minutes. Let's go through it. One last piece of this. This is really incredible, man. This is awesome. I've always wondered what these look like, and you demoing this has been very awesome, and I know the chat's enjoying it. This is a new content for my viewers, and it's incredible, man. Do your thing.
And for us, it was also so much fun because we are used to CTF, we play them a lot, but having this kind of in-game stuff when you need to learn and create tools for a game, and you don't even have the full game. So as I show you, like some of the stuff broke when we arrived on the real game. So we had to patch it quick, and it's a bit different. So let me show you how the whole cheat engine thing work.
Okay.
So basically, I have this is the script loaded by the. Oh, I need to.
Yeah, you're on the game still. Yep.
It's okay. Yeah. So this was just the main JS script loaded by the shortcut, the bookmark, and it loaded cheat engine. This cheat engine is a big JS class, but the most important function was this simple hook function. It looked like nothing, but what you do, you send it an object and a name. For example, in the game, there is, let me zoom in a bit, not that much. So in the game, there is like a game.state, for example, .tick. This is the function that we run every tick, and it is responsible to, this is the main loop, basically. And you want to do something on every tick. What you can do is you can call this hook function with just game.state. You say you want to hook the tick function, and after that, you provide your own function that will be responsible for replacing this function. This function will take basically the same argument as the original one. So if tick take, for example, a timestamp, you get the timestamp. And it will also take the original one as the first argument. So what you can do some stuff. For example, let me do like a real example, maybe. No, I don't have time. So you can do this, and you can just, for example, get the result for the original function with the original output and return the output. So if you had like this basic example, you can just say, I want to hook this function called tick in this object, replace it with my new function, and during this, I can call the original or not. So this is the basic of the tool set. But on top of this, we build like a menu engine when you can add some dots in the menu, like we do. Basically, if you create a new sheet, for example, I created the auto kill stuff. So I use the cheat engine when ready. So I will wait for the game to be ready. I will add a new button in the menu and a new key binding to the game, and that's it. This is what my teammate were able to create when the cheat engine was ready. We had, for example, the auto jump. The auto jump, we had to replace the whole function, but what we do is we get the state of the game, we duplicate it, we look in the future if we're able to jump in the next frame. If we are not, we jump on this one. So we jump before we fall. And a bunch of functions like this. I will open source everything also, so you will have some free time to read it.
Very cool. Well,
maybe there won't be a lot of documentation, but you can always ping me on Twitter. And also, I didn't show you the disco mode, because we have a disco mode also.
Wait, what's a disco mode?
The disco mode, okay, the game freezes every time you open it back, because Google did the calculation and they need to train more. No, the disco mode was basically when we are about to solve a flag, you need to show it to the viewers because you got viewers. So we put this mode in.
So you would turn it on every time you get a flag.
So every time we were running to get a flag, we would put this on, so you could see like we were running for the flag.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Chat, if you're watching this,
If you,
again, this will be all open source pretty soon. If you're watching this on YouTube later, you're not watching it live, look for BitK on Twitter. I'll put it in the chat as well so you can see it. Make sure you follow him on Twitter so you have access to it when it gets released. There we go. It's on the chat right here. Look above. You can go follow BitK on Twitter and make sure you get access to this. This is really cool, man. This is this is very awesome. This is way outside of the regular stuff that we do on the stream. But this is incredibly awesome to see you put these on, and I look forward to you open sourcing this.
We spent so much time working on it. We wanted to show it to people also.
Maybe once this is open source, maybe we can
yeah.
set it up and you can come back on this stream and actually spend a day going through some of these together on a Saturday instead of a Sunday.
Why not? Why not?
That'd be very cool, man. We'll definitely make that happen. This is incredible. Very cool. Chat, what do you think of this? Do we bring BitK back once this is open sourced, and on a Saturday we spend some time, few hours on this game?
It could be fun also to have like people from other team to see what they did differently.
That'd be very cool. Yeah, I'm up for that, man. I appreciate you.
If you manage to get
very cool stuff. Anything else you want to share with us about the Google CTF?
That's it. You need to show to look at the video because there is a chicken in one of them. It's important to see the chicken. You'll see why.
You want to? You gonna show it to us right now or no?
No, I can't. It's another team at the chicken.
Okay. We'll wait that out. Well, let's switch back to your.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy that Naham 6 stopped this interview. I'm not stopping it yet. We're not done yet here. We're not done yet. So what we'll do is I'm going to wait for this to get open sourced. I think the chat really enjoyed this. We'll bring you back on a Saturday. That's when I have a lot of CTFs and this is my fun hours and not really an interview. Chat, do you have any question for BitK? Before we wrap this up, I want to make sure if there's any questions you want to ask him about playing CTFs, the Google CTF, about the Flat Network Society. Yes, we hack CTF Pat, any of that. Show chicken. We can't do the chicken. Sakir wants you to marry him. Will you marry? He says, will you marry me?
Yeah, probably. He's my teammate from TFNS.
Yep. Anything you want to share? Any word of advice? Anything you want to tell the viewers to take away from this interview?
Never stop learning.
Elaborate.
Always
how does that work?
No, I mean like keep learning new stuff. Like this is the way you get better, and it's just good for you. Like every time you play CTF, fail at CTF, get better at CTF.
Yeah, I think
the more you fail, the better you fail, and at one point you succeed.
How many hours do you spend on hacking a week?
All of them? No, something like this. I mean, it's the lockdown right now, so if I'm not writing code, I'm breaking code, basically.
Okay, fair enough. I think that is all the questions from chat. Hey, man, before I let you go, I want to say thank you so much for joining. This was a very cool and unique experience for myself and the viewers. It was incredible to get a view at the Google CTF a little bit and be able to showcase it. So I want to say I appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much for spending some time with me on your Sunday night. And I look forward to bringing you back on for a Saturday fun evening with Google CTF.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you for having me. And have a nice Sunday also.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Good. See ya, man.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a good night. Man, what an interview. Holy shit. That was a lot of fun. The video, I will put this up soon. I'm a little bit behind with content, but this was rather awesome. That CTF is fucking insane. The amount of bugs I found was very cool to see. I've always wondered how they did it. Not being able to go to these or being, in that scene, it was pretty cool to watch from outside. Very, very cool stuff. I wish I could have spent some time saying thank you to Alana for rating me earlier, but if you're watching this, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for popping in. Should we rate, chat? What are we doing? Should we rate someone? Let's rate someone new. Let's do. Found someone to rate. All right. Please leave in the Windows Connect disconnect sound. That's not gonna go away. I'm sorry, chat. I didn't realize that was happening. The disco mode would kick. It wasn't on the screen, I don't think. It didn't get shown. BitK, how about this? Do me a favor. Do a screen recording of the disco mode if you can. If it does turn on, I thought you said you couldn't do it because it would freeze the game. I didn't realize that was the wrong screen. But if you can show it, do a screen recording. I'll retweet it, and then we'll make sure the chat gets to see it as well. But I think that's it from me, chat. I am going to go rate somebody. When we show up, show them some love. Let's be supportive of new content creators. So if you have time, you want to stick around, this would be a good time. Other than that, I'll probably be back online tomorrow. Thank you so much for everybody that joined me today. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday night or Sunday morning with me. Thank you to all the new subscribers, all the new followers, all of you guys. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. This channel is only open because of your support. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's rate. I'll be back online tomorrow. I love you. Stay safe. Don't get corona. Social distance. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.